Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome to another live stream. It is the preview for the game against Aston Villa. Big up to Zane in the building, Arsenal fan with a super sticker there. Arsenal
Boom.
fans, Arsenal. Idiot.
Awesome.
Here we go, Arsenal. Listen, Arsenal back to our usual selves. But listen, I'm not here to gloat for too long because that could be us tomorrow. So we're gonna enjoy it for now. But big up to you. Big up the man them in the building. Exactly. Turkish can't talk us about Bant FC. But listen, Musa, how are you doing, man? Been a while, man. How you been? How's everything going? Life, all of that good stuff.
It's all good. It's all good over here. Can't complain. Been busy. Been at it. Man United has been at the front of my thoughts, but at the same time, it's like it is what it is, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dom, it's good to see you back in the house. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's been a
brother.
while. Nothing's changed really. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. But it's good to see you nevertheless.
Yeah, man, that's it, man. I'm just taking the small wins, man. And when I say small wins, that's seeing Arsenal lose. You just got to take it as it comes. You know what I mean? Just got to take it, man.
Absolutely. Big up to Matt M in the building. He says Gerard will send Ragnick back to Russia. Coutinho will do the business. Listen, we could be playing
Russia.
Coutinho tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Russia.
Yeah, I think local to Moscow, I think where he was.
Oh, I thought you meant where he's actually from.
Yeah,
Like, I'm thinking, all right.
yeah, man. So it's a massive game. Big up to the chat in the building. Big up to Sharon. He says Saeed and everyone in the house. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Please smash a like on the video if you haven't done already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And the chat and the title of the video is Musa. Is anyone confident of beating Aston Villa? Are you confident, Musa, of beating Aston Villa with the way we're playing right now?
You know what it is? It's like I'm not too confident, but it's kind of taking me back to that time under Ollie where we never knew what was coming next. We never knew what team was going to get picked. We never knew what formation we were going to play. Like Ranick's kind of shocked me, but at the same time, it hasn't because I think maybe because there's two things that's happening here that I've got that in my thought process in terms of the manager, what's going on, and what's happening, and I feel like Ranić is doing what he's meant to be doing, and he is where he should be, and Man United are where they should be. But as a fan base, we might not be understanding what's really taking place. But like he really is where he should be, and the club are where they should be since they appointed him. And what I mean by that is that they've brought him in on a contract that has him go behind closed doors or goes behind upstairs for 2 years to be able to build the club and to be able to put certain things into process. But they said before we do that, we're going to put you in here with the overpaid soaking boys that have been for the last 4 or 5 years. We want you to go in. It's like he's a spy. We're putting you in there because Jose couldn't deal with it. We tried the Ollie thing, that didn't work. We're putting you in there with these lot. See what's going on. Tell us what's happening. Try a thing for 6 months, and then come up here and tell us who we should be getting rid of and what direction we should be going in. Because think about it. If Ranić comes in and he goes straight upstairs and he doesn't get to meet the players and have this period of time with them, how does he really know who's who, on what basis? Because right now he's dealing with them on a first-hand basis. He's seeing who's hungry, who's not hungry. He has his philosophy, you know what I'm trying to say? So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, all right, cool. So he's in there now. And at the same time, he's seeing who's willing to play, who's not willing to play, who's willing to do the formation, who's not willing to do it. And at the same time, we were getting slapped 4-0, 5-0. We were getting havoc before he came up. He's kind of shored up the back. We're not conceding as many goals. He's tried to put in a system of play where, to the point where as fans, we're panicking. We're like, change your formation. He's like, nah, I've come here to see who wants to play ball, who wants to press, who wants to play formation. You lot cried for it. I'm here. It's not about changing it. It's about seeing who can do it and who can't. And whoever can't, they need to sit down and we need to move forward. And I feel like we got to go through this difficult period. And I think we've kind of underestimated how difficult it's going to be because we just thought we've like every time you read out the team sheet of Man United, you look at the players and you think they have to do better. But we have to get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? I think we have to go through this difficult process of seeing who's on it for us to be able to go forward. Because when the new manager comes in now, Ralph is going to be in a good position to tell him who's on, who's off, who we have to get in, and the way that we have to move. I just think that we just have to accept this now. When we got rid of Ollie, we have to accept that there's going to be some difficult times ahead this season anyway for us to be in a better situation after the summer. Because if you think about it, if Ralph comes in, gets rid of all the idiot players that are playing games, brings in some good players in the summer, and we get a good manager, and we proper have the pre-season and the start of the season that we all wanted, we'll be in a better position for it than this happening again in September with a new manager who ends up taking on a bunch of players who still don't want to run around, still don't want to play, and we're talking like this in flipping the start of the next season. We're complaining like, well, so I think this is the best time. I think as a fan base, we just got to hold on tight and kind of let Ranić do what he's doing and not kind of fall to the peer pressure of all the other fans of all the other clubs chatting crap, blah, blah. Listen, we know it's going to have to be difficult because these players, this is how they've been. So for me, I'm thinking to myself, I've kind of stood back and said, you know what, I think Ralph is where he should be. Because even how he's giving the interviews, he's just talking the talk. Like, if you read between the lines, he's throwing certain people under, like he's saying, boy, I'm telling them, they're listening. But
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Or they should be listening. They should be listening.
They should be listening.
Yeah.
So for me, if he is going to go upstairs and we see that we've got John Murter up there who's not really going to be on the football stuff, it seems, he's ready. He's kind of said to himself, you know what? I'm not a footballing man. I don't know nothing about football. Go and get me Ralph. That's what I think he's done. Do you know what I'm saying? He's like, that's not really me. So I think if this is what's happening, we just got to deal with it, man. I'll be happy if we get rid of 10 players in the summer, 10, 15. I don't care how many's got to go and just start again. I don't care if we have to, because you know what I said something the other day, not to say Arsenal is a blueprint, but those young players run for the manager. They're ready to learn. They're ready to go to that next level. These players that we've got that think they've been there, done it, and haven't even won anything are playing games, bro. They're not ready to run for the manager because they're getting 250 bags at the end of the week. They're comfortable. They're too comfortable. We need these young players who haven't got those big contracts, who haven't, you know, their future's not secure, that will run through the wall for Ralph and play the system that he wants him to play. And we need hungry players. I just don't think, sadly, as they say that, what they say, soft men create soft times or something, or hard men create soft times, and soft times create soft men. And that's what's happening because Man United's success has been so massive. These players have had it easy, bro, and they're just too soft. There's like, bro, you can't, when you're getting £250,000 a week, and just to train at Carrington, you know,
it becomes a problem.
Just to train at Carrington. I'm thinking, bruv, like that's just too easy, man. That's just too comfortable. And as a human being, I don't care who you are. That's a lovely lifestyle, bruv. They're too
absolutely. Dom, obviously, since we spoke, you know what I mean, and since we've kind of had that conversation, I think we were talking when Pochettino was in line for the role and the job. You know what I mean? No, not yet, man. Not yet, real Zlatan, man. Soon, man. We're in the boardroom. We're discussing the terms and conditions. You know what I mean? We want the same wages as these players, man. That's what we want.
Mate, so he's waiting for security to get him out. That's what's going on there.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? But Dom, are you confident tomorrow? You know, Villa not being the greatest form, but every team that comes to Old Trafford, you know, they're not in the greatest of form, but they still managed to get a win. They still managed to bop us off the park, you know?
Saeed, man, anybody who's confident for tomorrow has not seen the last 5 years, 6 years. They haven't seen the last game. They haven't seen the Newcastle, Norwich, Burnley. I could go on. Anybody who's confident, just DM me on Twitter and me to try and find you some help, because I don't want any guy out there or woman out there deluded or potentially, you know, like football ill. Because if anybody's confident, I don't know where you've been. Have you been in Italy? Have you been in Mombasa having like some food? What you been doing? Because we should not be confident. Let me explain this to you, right? I've come to a situation. Let me call it an inflection point. And when I say inflection point, you know, you come to a you can turn left, you come to a river, you can turn left, you can turn right, or even a crossroad. You're thinking, let me think about this. Let me think about this. I tweeted about this earlier, right? I said to myself, there's no more predicting lineups, no more criticizing team selections before the games. No
Absolutely.
more discussion formations, 4-2-2, 4-4-2. The matter, I know you with Norridon the other day, and Norridon kept going 4-4-2, and you're like, it's 4-2-2-2, bruv. It doesn't even matter anymore, man. It doesn't even
I
matter.
know it doesn't. It doesn't.
It
really
doesn't
doesn't.
even matter anymore, man. It's no more score predictions. It's completely pointless. You know why? Because what is the point anymore? We can't predict anything. We could let me actually break this down. Have we ever seen any manager on any of these discussions that we've had, any fan channel, anything, as a manager ever came on? Because I'll be honest with you, all the people on Twitter saying it should be 4-2-2, 3-5-2. If we had Marshall on the pitch, it would have been fine. If we didn't have Wan-Bissaka, it's fine. All we need is the DM. It's a load of rubbish because, first of all, no one on Twitter that we in our circles has managerial experience. Okay, first of all, no one knows what it's like in their changing rooms. No one knows what it's like to handle personalities. No one knows who's better in training. You never know. Scott McTominay could be an absolute G in training, but all of a sudden, when he comes to the pitch, he's average. We all know he's average, but we don't know. So when the team lineup comes up tomorrow, I'm going to say, okay, no problem. When we see Man United play, maybe score tomorrow, I'll say, okay, no problem, because this goes so much bigger. We've just been getting plasters over cuts and then thinking, oh, it'll be fine, and then getting another plaster over the same cut, and we're getting leaks there. My roof's leaking, the cats are crying, the dogs are trying to look for a new home. Everything's going wrong, and it's not going to get better until something happens from the top.
You know when you say
From
that,
the top, bro.
Dom, when you say about the players there in terms of, you don't know in which formation, whatnot, I just almost think of it now as if there's not much difference in quality. You know what I mean? There's no one that really you can say is clear of anyone else.
Nah.
They have one good game, they have one bad game.
Bro, say the people are saying, oh, if Pogba was back, oh, if Martial, if Donny van de Beek, it doesn't matter who you put in the team. It does not matter. We've got Ronaldo, he's turned crap. We've got Sancho, he's turned crap. Bruno was the highest in his league, turned crap. We make good players crap. As soon as they leave, Darmian, Young, flicking all, they turn and get trophies. It's a Manchester United curse, bro. It honestly, it's one of the situations when you come here, you lose what you've been doing. You lose the freedom. Sancho's there thinking, I've been playing with all these ballers that run around me like freaking, I know, space invaders. No one's standing still. It's like, you're thinking everyone's moving, right? You come to Manchester United, people want ball to feet. People are like, oh, just staying still. Oh, it's that freaking, what's that film on Netflix? When the first game, they play Squid Games. The first game they had to run and you had to stop before they turn around. That's what our players are doing. No one's moving, bro. Everybody's thinking that those turned around. You haven't turned around. Move. So I'm in a situation now where, it's an easy life for me now because I've got no expectations. I know.
That's what I said to a lot of people, at the start. I said, what is the expectation of Man United? Because these players are just not giving us anything, Musa.
Nothing, man.
And is it? Dom talks about team balance and whatnot, the formation, Musa. What is the right balance with this team when most of them are just not good enough for this football club, and some of them, from 7, we talked about De Gea. He's had 7 different managers, under his tenure. Some of them have had 3-4 managers, but it's still here. This is nothing against Phil Jones, but Phil Jones should never have played with Varane in the Man United context. For now, obviously, he was the best player. He probably deserves to start against Aston Villa again. But in the context of things, it's all just a mess. Teams not fitting into what they want to do. Wan-Bissaka, on the right hand side. You know what I mean? It's not going to be fluid, is it? But yet, it's all a bit of a mismatch, Musa. And like you said, Ralph Rangnick has to sort all of that, especially finding out players that he wants to pick as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're on mute, Musa.
Big task ahead, because when I look at what he's got to actually sort out, he's got to sort out, like I said, the backroom staff and show them how to actually coach. He's then got to sort out, within the board upstairs and how to run the club properly. Then he's got to actually teach the players how to play the game and how to really take on his ethos. And I just feel like what Ralph is doing now is he's given certain man a chance to hang themselves for lack of better words. And it's like, there's no excuses. None of these big players, because you have to remember, when he goes upstairs, he will be calling to get certain man sold and to buy new players in. And I think for Ralph to be upstairs, giving advice on selling certain players, bringing certain players in, he would have had to given them a chance. So when Ralph goes upstairs and tells them, you lot, Harry, you got to cut your losses. I'm telling you, I've done 6 months with Manning. It's like he done a jail sentence. I've done 6 months in the Bing with Harry. He can't ride it. He can't do it.
It's even worse, right? Because people don't even realize the players are like, oh, he's only here for like another 4.5 months. They forget that he's staying for 2 years upstairs, which is probably even more powerful.
This is what I'm saying. And they're forgetting that. And this is my point. So I'm just thinking, when he does go upstairs and he's calling for certain players to be sold and to buy other players to take up different positions, he's going to have a leg to stand on. And I think this is it. This is the process. He's given certain people a chance and opportunity and they flopped. And I feel like if that means saying we need to get a new right back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka ain't up for the job, that's because he's seen it and he's been there, done it. If that means, saying that we need to get a new centre half because Maguire is not up for the job and we need a new captain going into the new season, that's because he's been there, done it. So for me, I think what I just want to enjoy now is, all I can enjoy is the cup competitions, because the league is done. I just feel like the league's done. There's nothing in the league.
You think so?
I think
no top 4.
Top 10. We're top 10.
Nah. Come on, Musa.
Top 10.
Musa,
top
come on,
10.
Man. Top 10.
Bro, the only time we're the same 4 if we go play golf. That's it. When we hit that ball far. That's the only time we're the same 4.
Nah, surely not, guys. Have you given up?
Where did Chelsea finish that season they won Champions League?
Oh, I think it was. Oh, where did they finish at 7th? Oh, I can't
7th,
remember.
Yeah, I think it was 7th or something like that.
This is what I'm saying. That's all I want, I just want a cup run, and I don't care if because I just don't see us with him weeding out the rubbish. Yeah, getting rid of the rubbish in the league, playing these games with this inconsistent team that's not turning up. The only consistency these lot can put in is in a cup run. I can't see them doing it over the next games in the Premier League. So I'm seeing us top 10 and hopefully a cup somewhere. That's the best I can see this team giving us. And I'm happy with that, as long as we start next season where we're meant to be in terms of getting rid of the crap, a manager that's really ready to play football, and also having Ralph upstairs knowing that we're building the club, because the problem of the club upstairs hasn't changed. We know those issues have been there. We want to see it changing moving forward. We want to have a good summer, bring in some good players. As for games like tomorrow, I just hope that we can turn it, we can get into the next round and we can kind of beat Villa. But again, it's hoping. I'm not going in there puffing up my chest like, yeah. I'm just saying it's a 2-1 tomorrow, or even a 3-1. But if you ask which way that's going, I don't know which way that's going. I don't know if we're going to get 3 or we're going to do a lucky 3. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
trust me.
Right? I can look at all the players right now and I could go through each player and tell you who I'd sell. It's so easy. And I've got no experience at DOF. I've got no experience. All my knowledge is based on what I see on TV or if I go to the game. But I would sell so many players, and I'm sure people would agree. I'll get rid of Rashford straight away.
Okay.
That guy, right? Listen to me. I love Rashford. I've always said like a son to have. I just want to do better and keep growing. But there's got to be a time, right, where you level up. Level up. If you're not getting, imagine, right, you manage a team, right, and you've given that person and they've done well, but to get to the next level, what are you going to do different next year? What's going to get into that next level? It's not going to be Rashford. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's done well, and I'm not going back and saying, oh, he's not done anything for us. He's still got ability. He can still score really good goals on his day, 100%. But what I'm looking for is something different. I'm looking for a level up. I'm looking for someone who doesn't waste the ball, who doesn't get crowd under pressure. I'm looking for someone who gets their head up. And if he sees 3 people on the wing, he doesn't go and try and beat them like some flicking Takeshi's Castle. He's like, all right, let me see if I can recycle the ball. Let me see if I can play a good direct ball that keeps the ball going, but we don't lose it. I'm looking to level up. And there's so many players in this team that need leveling up. Leveling up, or see you later. Scott McTominay, we can get better than Scott McTominay. We can get better than Rashford. I've got no problem keeping Lindelof for me. I think every team's got a Lindelof. Every team's got a Lindelof.
Yeah. Every team.
Got good ball.
Yeah.
Every team's got a Lindelof. That's no problem at all. David De Gea, he's got years in him. No problem at all. Sancho, keep him. He just needs a team to play good football for him to thrive. Fred, everybody's got a Fred in their team, but the coach needs to hold Fred's hand and go, brother, you need to learn to keep this ball. You need to learn when to press. You need to learn when to do long passes. Basically, don't do long passes. You need someone to hold his hand. Like it's just, there's so much to do, but it's not going to get better until we get the players buying into what's happening. Because you know what? I never ever understand. I've said this so many times on different spaces and stuff, right? How can we play good for half an hour against Crystal Palace? So we've seen it. We've seen us play good. If we've never seen us play good under Ralph, people will be like, okay, what's going on? Maybe it's not a good fit. It's a bit weird. But if we've seen us do it for half an hour, it makes no sense how we can't replicate that. And if we're playing the best teams in the league, fair enough. But we're playing Norwich, Newcastle. It don't make no sense. It only comes down to the players' mentality and them saying, I can't bother to run. I can't bother to change it up. Can't we just rely on individual brilliance like we did before? That's what they're doing. And I don't respect that. I don't respect it.
Absolutely. Big Bill here with a super chat. Big up to you. He goes, RIP Desmond Tutu. May we learn his lessons on equality, poverty, and unity among all races. We are one people. Shout out to Saeed. Shout out Hattersley. Yeah, big up to you, brother. Big up to Big Bill with a super chat. Absolutely. RIP Desmond Tutu. Brother Musa, I hope you're supporting Gambia for the AFCON. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm there, but I'm UG. I'm trying to see what's going on for us.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's there, but it's Uganda. You get me?
I'm supporting though, but we're there.
Yeah, of course.
Abu Bakr still.
Yeah, exactly. We got Abu Bakr still in the chat. But Musa, man, you know what I mean? In terms of the dynamics at Old Trafford at the minute, can you pinpoint the problems that Ralph Rangnick has to deal with at the minute? Is it Rashford's form? Is it a lack of tens? Is it the formation? Is Ronaldo a problem for you? You know what I mean? A lot of people saying that Ronaldo's a problem. For me personally, I called it Ronaldo isn't a problem, but he's not the solution to our problems. You know what I mean? He was meant to be the cherry on cake, but we don't have the cake yet. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that we're trying to buy all these fancy stuff in the house, but we haven't sorted out the main things in the house, the cook or the kitchen. You know what I mean? And what do you think for you is the problems at United in a minute?
I think with this formation, when I look at it and I think to myself, you've got a pressing formation and the front two set the pace and set the tempo as well in that formation in terms of pressing up. And I think when you've got two guys up front at that age with Cavani and Ronaldo, I just don't see it for me, because the whole ethos of Rangnick is to have young players that will run and press and run through brick walls for him. So when I'm looking at it, what I do, and I don't know if he's got the balls to do it, is I would, because no one ain't doing nothing. Martial wants to go. Rashford's not on form. I just push Greenwood, like tomorrow, I push Greenwood and Sancho up. I put them right at the front. I put them as the runners because they can both finish. I push them right up. I put Sancho and Greenwood right up there, and I put Cavani and Ronaldo on the bench. And I let them, because when you put Sancho and Greenwood in the 10 position, for me, it's not really working. It's not adding up because we're not having no one. There's no passes of the ball going there, because he's already accepted that the 2 6s just have to break things up and lay off the ball. He's accepted that he's got no ball players in that 6th position. That's how he wants to play. So for me, like in a game tomorrow, I put Sancho and Greenwood right at the front. They're my number 9s. And then I'll play someone like Donny and Bruno as my number 10s. I'll put them two there. Yeah, them two can recycle the ball, get the ball, and win the midfield battle, and also support the young runners who are, dragging defenses left and right, because they can run. You can't tell me Greenwood and Ronaldo and Sancho can't run. Just run into the channels, make the runs, you know what I'm saying, and create spaces for people like Bruno and Donny who can finish and who can also play the game, because we know McFred is there. They're not going nowhere. They're there. So
they're there, exactly.
Yeah, you have to accept that one there. They're there. They're not going nowhere. Like I'm expecting to see them tomorrow. They're not going nowhere. So that's why I put Ronaldo and Cavani on the bench. Not because Ronaldo can't do the job or he can't score the goals. It's just when you're playing this system, you can't afford no bystanders. Everyone has to just be on it from the get-go. It just sets a tempo, and I think the young boys are crucial to the way Ranić wants to play. And I think I've seen that with Arsenal when, you know, Arteta's brought in these young players and he's created a system that he wants to play, and there's a lot of running. You got to be fit. You got to be on it. They run for him. The OGs like Aubameyang and that, their man are just not on it. And I just feel like Ronaldo's on it certain times, especially Champions League. But then there's certain times as well when he gets dead balls, he's just like, this is long. And then he will do a little run here and there. And the thing about Ronaldo, like, he doesn't need a lot of space. He will finish. So Ronaldo can have a crap game where he hasn't really done anything and scores. And then everyone's like, and I think that was similar to Bruno last year, where people say, if you look at him, he hasn't really contributed to the team, but he's ended up with an assist and a goal. And then you end up forgetting that the overall play has been dead. And I also told people when Bruno come and everyone was dissing Pogba, I said the same thing's going to happen to this brother. He's going to be the star of the show for a season like Pogba was. And then he's going to get dragged to come. Then he's going to realize no one's giving him the ball. He has to come deeper. And when he comes deeper, he's going to lose it because he's trying to do the Hollywood pass. And then everyone's going to start complaining. Everyone's going to say he's dead. That's a myth. He's not dead. He's not crap. But it's just with the players that he's got around him and the work that he's having to do, he can't concentrate. See, when you're at United, sadly enough with this midfield, you can't concentrate on your own game. You can't be like, let me play my position well. Let me play my game well. And everyone else plays that. Because if everyone has a good game, then I don't have to chip in for my man. I don't have to be covering him every minute. But we're just having too many men that's off the game. So then you're going to go deep. He's getting the ball. He's trying to spread it. He puts a long ball in. That gets cut out. Everyone starts complaining. It's like it's messy right now. So tomorrow it's difficult, man. I'm looking at United and I'm just thinking, where do we go? Even the lineup, I'm thinking, because it's a cup game, do we have a lot of changes? Do we play us? For me, again, like I said,
he said he's going to play his strongest team, Ralph, in his interview.
Yeah, because we got our game on Saturday, so it's not too bad in terms of the fixtures. You know what I mean? They're not piling up just yet, Don. But again, you know what I mean? What is our strongest team, Don? When you look at the balance and the stuff, obviously we'll do the team selection at the end of the video. But in terms of the style, you know what I mean? What Ralph Rangnick wants to do, you know, these guys are not applying the principles. You know what I mean?
No.
Right now, it's about, you know, because the fans, I was there on Trafford, and the fans weren't happy. You know what I mean? They weren't happy. For me, it was weird because I felt like Liverpool and Man City, those are the games where the fans should have been vocal, but I think they were vocal now because it was like they've just had enough of these players not giving it for their clubs. You know what I mean? How do you assess the players at the minute, you know, in terms of, you know,
mate, it's one of the things, right? We had the good 30 minutes against Crystal Palace and everyone was like, Jesus, this is what I'm talking about. Ralph, straight away, people were going for it, right? When was the next best performance? It was with our youngs. It was with our under 23s, whatever. But remember, we played the first half and we were all passing the ball good. Why is that? It's because when you're not on 200, 300K a week, when you're not getting so much pressure on Twitter or whatever, because you're not actually giving it, these players are fighting for their careers, right? So these young players. So for me, this comes down to, I never thought it would actually be like this, because you think it will be a prerequisite for any Manchester United player to give 100%, but we know that's not, right? It's actually come down to mentality now. It's come down to, do you want to win the game? Because we know these players are not the best in the world. Don't hate when people now go, oh, we got Martial, we got Ronaldo. Forget reeling people off. It don't make no sense anymore. Ronaldo could, I don't know. He's not the same guy right now in this team. So we have to think about, it's not the players naming the actual players and how good they used to be and what they're best at. It's about getting the mentality of the players right. We've seen that clip about the body language and Phil Jones jumping up. We've seen about Ralph saying that, oh, it's weird. We've seen Luke Shaw saying, oh, I don't know what's going on. Oh, God. Oh, like all this stupidness, right? This comes down to mentality. For to me, tomorrow, I don't care if we go out, because we're not really supposed to go through anyway. Based on our form, we haven't got the right to go through. When we win games, I want to win because we're Manchester United and we play really well. That's what I want to win. I don't like this, oh, it's the result that matters. Look, I get that. But when it's the result that matters, when we're playing okay throughout the whole season, not when we're playing rubbish the whole season. I want us to have a building platform and build from it. So for me, I want to play the youth, because I know when we play the youth, they leave it on the pitch. You've got a couple of players, right? Despite mentality, they give everything. A couple of players are like that. Is like Van der Beek. He always gives everything, but he just loves playing football. You can tell. Even if he's a bit upset, he leaves it on the pitch. You get a few of those players that doesn't matter what's happening. If anybody's having a bad week, they still leave it on the pitch. But there's not enough of them. Maguire is the worst person. If he's having a bad game or a bad dressing room, we see him play like that. We see him play like that. How many times have we seen Wan-Bissaka doing Booker T dance drill, step up 3, step up 4 on the wings, right? Because he's lost his confidence. He doesn't know what he's doing. We should have never bought him for £50 million. One season for Crystal Palace and buy him for £50 million.
That's Moose's guy, man. South London, isn't it, man? Moose's your guys, man. South East London, man. You know what I mean?
You know what it is, though?
I don't think I've ever heard him say a word. I think
My
all
thing
he can
is
say
this-
is it's like a Pokemon. He just goes, AWB, AWB. That's all he said. That's all
My
he said.
thing is with Wan-Bissaka is though, lads, is that he came in at a time where defensively we were all happy with him, and remember that's when we were shaky defensively, especially right back. But where's been his progress? Where's been his coaching? Like he hasn't gone up a level. Like has anyone been coached? We've been complaining about.
Can he be coached though? Look, do you think?
can't-
Honestly, I don't
2
think
years
he can.
ago, 2 years ago when we got him, maybe we could have started then. We can't
No,
start
you can't
now.
coach that out, man. Take the gloves off. Take the gloves off. Stop saying AWB, AWB, and go and play somewhere else. Look, I'm not,
Yeah.
when I'm talking about players,
That's
right?
funny.
I'm
That.
not,
That's
I'm
funny.
not when I'm talking about players.
He's a
Right, I'm not
winger,
getting
though.
personal. I never at players on Twitter because they got families. They're human beings. I just like watching football. It's never personal. I'm talking about the players that we like FIFA. Right? I treat this like FIFA. AWB needs to go. Okay, he is not good enough. He never will be good enough. Honestly, he never will be good enough for what we need. Everybody keeps going, oh, but he's an amazing defender. Then it got reduced to, well, he's an amazing one-on-one defender. Now it's got to reduce to take the gloves off and stop saying AWB. You're rubbish.
Nah, but guys, let's be
You're
honest.
rubbish.
I've got to defend Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka is the least of our problems
No,
at Old Trafford.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. We just got onto AWB, and I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It. He's definitely
Yeah.
not the main problem. Manchester United.
He's not the main
Like,
problem. No, of course not.
My thing is, if we had him as a squad player that came off the bench in certain games where we need to tighten up, we go free at the back, we do whatever we got to do. Everybody will be happy for him to come on, and all big teams have players like that
I'm
that
not
can
sure
come
Yeah,
that
but the
on.
thing is, though, can he though,
position-
Musa?
His positional sense is not good, bro. But my only thing is, I only like playing AWB when we play Wolves, and he's got a Mark Traore. Apart from that, I don't really
No,
want
but
him.
he's pocketed some of the world's best wingers, man. Come on,
And
guys.
that was a
man,
time
come
when
on,
we were
guys.
struggling.
Come
Survival
on,
mode.
guys.
Already. You know, Musa, that's survival mode, though. That's
It's true,
It
survival
doesn't
mode.
matter, but he's pocketed some of the world's best wingers, guys.
Yeah, but
Come on,
listen,
bro.
Musa, though,
You know what I mean? Everyone has their good days, man. Everyone
what
has their
I'm
good
saying,
days.
This comes
Nah,
back
this
to
is
what I
not
meant.
days. This is more than once. We can name
No,
him. He's
listen, man, this is what I
pocketed.
mean. This is
People
what I
have
mean by
gone
leveling up.
missing.
This is what I mean by leveling up and every year improving. AWB was good then, great, but we got to keep improving. We can't do what we were
Level
doing
up.
3 years ago.
You know
Yeah.
what's
We've
sad
got
though?
that-
As a
you know-
young kid coming into Old Trafford, you know, your dream move and having so much pressure on you because the whole team's crap. This is why some of the things like example, I always hear people. There's like the Pogba thing. Has he been consistent? Has Man United been consistent?
Yeah, I
get that,
agree with
I
you.
get
I
that,
agree with
I
And
you.
it's
get
the
Yeah.
same as Wan-Bissaka.
I get that. I get that.
We as a like have we had? Has he walked into a winning team and he's had bad games and we just think this kid
Okay,
ain't good
right,
enough?
let me throw this back at you then, right? You can have
Yeah.
teams playing rubbish, but not every single player in the last 3-4 games has done what Aaron Wan-Bissaka's done. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
literally not even having the audacity to make a
Yeah.
5-yard
He's
putt.
listen.
Come on.
He's self-belief is rock bottom right now. But when I look at the Wan-Bissaka like them sliding tackles off the line, how many goals has he saved us? Come on, guys.
Bro. but
No,
I'm
I
thinking
hear
about
you. I hear you. I
You're
hear
just
you.
thinking
I
about
hear you.
Sliding
defending.
tackles,
You just
and
thinking
we've
about
all gone
defending.
like how many man of the matches and we said
I
nah.
get
If it
that,
weren't
I
for
get that.
Wan-Bissaka,
I
we
get
would have
that,
lost
but what-
4-0, 3-0. Like
I get that, but at the beginning, right, we're talking about defender. Great. It's
Yeah.
now 2022. Right backs aren't what they used to be. They're not Gary Neville's anymore when it was just, maybe defender.
You've got to
have
be
good.
complete. Yeah.
You've got to be complete.
Yeah.
Every right back in the top teams that win Champions League, that win all their domestic cups, they don't have a right back like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Reel them off right now to me and tell me a right back like Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the Champions League winning teams right now. Name me one.
Well, my thing is this with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. What I would say is this again, and I keep on saying it. I just think that it's easy when we've got the defensive right back who has saved us, in the last couple of seasons, game after game. It's easy when we have him to say he's not the thing because he's not doing the attacking part of the game. But as soon as we get rid of him and we get a right back who does the attacking, but we get terrorized in the big games.
I hear you, Musa.
People are going to be under pressure.
That's
what I'm saying. People are going to then say, Go on.
No, I was just going to say, I think I hear you on that, but I think sometimes, you can look back in life and you can say, you know what I mean? When can you get the next shiny toy? But it's also maintaining the house. We're not maintaining the house and restoring order.
What it is with Aaron Wan-Bissaka? He's not the main problem. But when you're badding someone up and his friends just looking and you're like, what are you looking for? Shut up. Turn around. That's what's happening to Wan-Bissaka. We're playing crap because he's not the worst. We're playing crap as a whole team. And then when we see him go half past the line and he doesn't put the ball in, we're like, you get back.
No, I get that. When the whole team's playing rubbish, it's so much easier to pick out even the worst players. But this is take away us playing terrible this season. This conversation was happening before Musa, before this really bad thing of Manchester United. AWB was suspect. It's not the first year that we're talking about AWB. I'm just keeping it consistent. AWB is and will never be good enough for Manchester United as a starting right back. And I will maintain that. We're talking. I know he's helped us. 100% he's helped us, and he's been a good defender. But how many times he's been positionally out of position in the Champions League games and Europa League games, and we're like, what are you doing? He's made the same mistake twice.
I agree.
So what I'm saying now, for moving forward, I'm not talking about this season because everybody's playing crap. Just like you said, you can't pick up everybody's rubbish. But I'm saying once the team starts moving, I'm hoping that Ralph or the next manager gets this team with a mentality of players that give their life for the ball. Aaron Wan-Bissaka should not be there. And I can talk about
I wouldn't sell him. Do you know why I wouldn't sell him? Because in training, if you can get past Wan-Bissaka, you're going to get past any right back in football. So I think in training is a valuable tool to have.
But then he's coming as a consultant then. Bring him in as a consultant. I don't mind that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to read some super chats here. Makaifa 256 says, back Ralph 100%, 1,000%, sorry. Most of the players done nothing in football. Ollie weakened United by assembling an imbalanced side masked by lucky results during a pandemic. And Molly May says United has the same amount of time as Villa, no excuses. I'm going to read the comments here. A good squad player. Yeah, man. No, some people say no notification. Yeah, man. Listen, I don't know what YouTube are playing at, man. Just if you can, guys, get your notifications on right now, and then you get the latest. When we're uploading, you'll find out.
Do you guys know Monquay, the comedian?
Yeah, Monquay.
Yeah. Monquay is out here sending shots at us, mate. He said we better not be.
What's he saying?
He's sending shots, man, because he saw me post that thing about we're getting ready to this Arsenal. I told him, I said, come on the channel when you're ready, man. And
exactly, when you're ready. Monquay. Listen, we're here. We're here, man. Wan-Bissaka will never be world class. You know what, man? At this football club, you know what I mean? When you talk about that, we'll say, and you look at the whole setup at United, would Pep Guardiola, for me, the best manager in the world, will he settle for Wan-Bissaka to be training up?
That's not fair, Quick. You know what you're doing there, saying that's not fair.
No, but I'm just saying, though, in general, there has to be a kind of a level where you should look at a benchmark. Yeah. And I think 100%. We have to look at the benchmark right now, like what Man City used to do with us and Arsenal and Chelsea. Yeah. When we had all these players, they would go buy another player. Fernando Torres was a fine example. 50 million. They broke the transfer record.
If Pep was there, would he want Aaron? We all know the answer to that, bro.
I agree. I think for me, Wan-Bissaka, I'll keep him as a squad player. I wouldn't say that if Man United
too many squad players, though. There's too many squad players.
If we're looking at right back, who do we have really as a
right back?
Dalot.
Nah, Dalot. I'm not too sure about Dalot, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure about
what's wrong with Dalot.
You know what I mean? I've seen Dalot. I think Dalot has moments where, but like example, Dalot going forward, that's meant to be his strong game, like going forward. And as an attacking right back, I don't get excited about Dalot like that. I think there's so many more attacking right backs that we can get, not even for big money, that
But
are better than Delo.
to your theory earlier, you said the whole team's playing rubbish, so we're never going to see our best players actually play their best anyway. So how do you know what Delo can actually do when we've got
The only reason I say that is in terms of just like what we pay for and what we can get back, and if we're seeing, because the 50 million for Aaron, that's not coming. So like I said, I'll keep him as a squad player and someone.
That's the thing, though. Maguire, 85 million. Will we ever recuperate that money?
We're trying to, we need to get some of this money back, because like I said, with Aaron, I think someone to come off the bench, someone if we want to shore up the defense, and also what he can add to training, to the wingers, to people like Sancho and that.
Right. You know what is, Musa? Like, we keep talking about this, right? But what other team has like the best one-on-one defender? What other team says we've got the best one-on-one right back defender? You don't need to do that, because
you don't. Nobody says that. Yeah.
No one says that.
No, but I think
when you've got a team, though, bro, but that play as a team, they defend as a team. You don't need the best.
I know, but I think, to be honest, I'll be honest with you guys. I think with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, if we do get a proper manager in and they keep him, I think we're going to see a better version of it. I don't think this is the best version. I know a lot of you guys think he can't get better than this. I think there's some things that he can do, that he can play to a better level of his game and consistency. Even bringing the ball forward, even working.
I see Spence. You know Spence tonight. Did you watch Spence tonight?
Yeah, man. This is what I mean.
Spence, man. The guy can defend and he can go forward.
Levels.
That's what you want. Level. And I tweeted out. I said Spence in, Wan-Bissaka out, and that's no disrespect to Spence. Sorry, to Wan-Bissaka. But it's about leveling up at United at the minute when we're talking about Wan-Bissaka. That's one conversation, by the way. Leveling up on Rashford, for me, you have to level up. We've seen the best of Rashford.
You know what I realized, and I've seen it. You see that Man United shirt? It's heavy.
It's heavy, man.
Bruv.
It's heavy.
I'm telling you, it's heavy. Like, even anyone whoever's been on live TV, you know, before we see when they tell you, we're going live in 5 seconds. It's pressure.
Pressure,
yes, pressure. On Sky TV or anything, it's pressure. So when you walk out that tunnel,
don't come. Don't do it, man.
So when you walk out that tunnel, Old Trafford, with that shirt on, anything you do, even Ralph thought he knew what he was getting himself into. But I told Man United manager is bigger than certain world presidents of certain countries in the world.
That's true.
It's a serious position.
Do you remember he came and said, "Oh yeah," at the beginning he was like, "Yeah, look, I'm if it goes well, I'd love to look at being a Manchester manager." Do you remember him saying that? He was like, "Yeah, look,
I know.
Now he's come saying, flip, Burnley play like this is a freaking cup final." He didn't.
Listen,
come on, this guy is
United manager. People know what cat you've got, what your cat had for breakfast. Like, listen, people are onto you, bro. That everything about your life is out there. You cannot hide. So I feel like for a lot of players who don't get the level of scrutiny in other clubs, this is why Maguire at Leicester didn't get no scrutiny. This is why
there was no pressure.
Was running around at Leicester on an 80 million pound play. Everyone's saying he's worth 80 million because no one's watching him like that. As soon as he comes to Old Trafford, every minute of him on that pitch has been watched, and the brother is crap. There's no doubt about it.
I just don't care about these players having the pressure, because if you
look up Sancho, a lot of pressure. Listen, I was there watching Sancho. It's, you know what, man, he lost the ball. Do you remember he lost the ball? I think someone gave it into him and he lost the ball, and you should have seen the crowd. He absolutely was growling, mate. And it's like them kind of little situations at Dortmund.
Listen,
we go against
from Sancho's from Harlem Spartans, but he ain't felt pressure like this.
No, he's not.
I'm telling you guys,
he's not felt pressure, man. He's come from a team where everybody's having fun. The Germans all know how to play. They know when to do 1-2s. They know when to press. They know when to just play it forward, play it back. It's liquid. It's nice. He's come here and everybody's stuck.
And Gerrard tomorrow, man. Steven Gerrard. I feel like a lot of the fans are going to play the occasion and not the game. You know, that's us fans, isn't it? You know what I mean? We're going to sing Steve Gerrard. He sat on his effing ass. You know what I mean? We're going to sing that song. Usman Verk says, how many players have improved since Al Ferguson left? Reality is a top manager gets the most out of players. Did anyone expect this from Cancelo, Rodri,
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. None of them has improved, man. They haven't improved.
Super chat. Big up to Usman.
Freaking not proved, man. It's not going to get any better. The only problem is, right, Ralph can improve because he's actually got the coaching pedigree. I've said this before, right? Before, when we had Ollie, the team bailed out Ollie because of what? Because of passion. They had passion.
And because he was a legend.
He was a legend, right? Now, but then only had no coaching ability. Now we flip it around And now their team ain't got passion, but they've got coaching ability. do you see what I'm saying?
That's
You know why
crazy.
it's nuts? This is what I was thinking the other day, that
That's a
if
good
Ralph was
analogy.
meant to come in as interim, it was better to just kind of, because Ollie said he didn't coach. It was better to bring Ralph in as his assistant, like he was at Moscow.
Yeah.
And a whole new coaching staff.
But
and
hear
let
this,
Ollie
though,
still
Musa.
Go on.
Hear this. Sorry to cut you off there, though, but this is where I find absolutely damning. As someone said to me today, the other day, Fletcher interviewed Ralph Ragnick. But Ralph Ragnick is on the touchline being undermined. Listen, for me, it's undermining.
100%.
You can tell it is undermined because at the end of the day, you're technical director. You should have said, no, that's not my role. I'm not a coach. I'm going to where I am as technical director, and that's where I am. Not going on the
from the top, Saeed. I promise you, it's coming from the top. Ralph don't want Fletcher barking out orders. He doesn't want it. That's coming from the top. He doesn't want Fletcher going, hey, run down the line. What are you doing, Fletcher? You're technical. You shouldn't have been anywhere. You should be wearing a suit up in the press box having some Bucks Fizz. What are you doing down? Someone said it from the top. Fletcher, oh, help Ralph. Give him the old DNA rubbish. Do you know what I mean? It is so backwards. And that's why the players don't know who to follow. The players are like, should we listen to Fletcher? Well, Ralph's kind of looking like he didn't know what to do. It's a madness. We've finally got a coach.
Would Man City do this? That's what I always saying. Man City, Liverpool, they don't have their technical director.
Listen,
Spurs, on the touchline.
Spurs, bruv. Spurs. We forget Spurs hired 2 managers this season, bro.
Yep.
We forget that. That's how they were on job. They brought in my man from Wolves, sacked him, and now they got Conte in it. What are we on, bro? We're playing games out. Can you say Conte's a madman? He would have headbutted Fletcher, bro.
Conte would never let Fletcher go out. He'll be like, would you?
No way.
Bro.
You seen how tight his suits are, Conte. That man's got high blood pressure on the touchline.
And these are the simple things, though. These are the simple things that a lot of people might not look at. But he was there under Ollie. It's not just now. He was under Ollie. And Ollie had enough coaching staff that were around him in McKenna, in Carrick. He had 2 people, two lieutenants. And Fletcher was still there.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. You're the bridge between the 11 and the under 23s and the under 18s. But you are a job where it's known to be a prestige job. Not at Man United, okay, not. But it's a prestige job, Dom. But at United, it's like it's job for the boys. It's what?
It's for the boy. It's a WhatsApp group, bro. It's like, hey, Fletchy, hey, Ollie's still in there. He hasn't left the WhatsApp group yet. He's still kind of doing emoticons, like those eyes. You know the worst thing, right? The worst thing about this, like it keeps me laughing.
He's still in the WhatsApp group, sending in eyes.
He's still doing those eyes. Like, listen, right? You know what gets me the worst? People that are, you know what, maybe they're young, maybe they don't follow it and haven't been following football for years. Like, some people still think that this whole outbreak and this sort of rebellion is actually started with Ralph. Some people are so silly to think that how can you have all these players wanting to leave the club just when Ralph comes? This is what Ollie did. Ollie was papering over the cracks, right? Ollie was doing this, but Donny van de Beek weren't playing, Martial weren't playing, Pogba sometimes weren't playing. All the players that want to leave and have actually come out and been angry are the players that weren't playing under Ollie. And now Ralph's come in. Ralph has all right to choose who he wants to play. He shouldn't be thinking about if Van der Beek's played without Ollie. Because if you come in, you don't think about the history of what they're doing because you need to figure out things for yourself.
Facts.
Us fans have seen both managers. So we're like, but Ralph will know that Donny van der Beek's not playing. Why is he not doing it? Ralph's not going through all the videos thinking, I wonder why. He's going to say, I'm coming in fresh. I don't care what you've done before. I'm going to figure out.
True, bro.
Our fans are saying, but no, Van der Beek's not playing. Martial's not playing. Oh, good. Forget that. Ralph has the ability to play whoever he wants to play. So give him the chance to. And this is the problem now because Van der Beek's gone through that with Ollie. He's now getting angry at Ralph because he's like, another manager. I don't care. Ralph can do whatever he wants to do. If you don't want to play and you want to go and throw your toys out the pram, I'll see you later, brother. Because there's other players that want to come and do it. But I'll play this right now. If we do not sort out our wage structure, this will not change. Martial cannot be sold right now for loan because he's on so much money. This comes from the top. We can't sell our players.
We can't sell our players. I know. We can't. Sevilla can't afford it. Sevilla can't afford it.
How many loans for Ahmad has broken down? Why do you think it's broken down?
But Martial doesn't want to stay, though. Martial wants to find a way. He's not
This
gonna.
is what I'm
He's
saying.
not gonna back down. He's not gonna back down.
Martial, I rate him. I rate that. I
Of
rate
course,
Martial
of course.
because he's solid. He's saying, Ralph, I don't want to train with you. I don't want to learn no tactic. I just want out. I've been here. I've seen a lot of man. It's peak. I'm not involved, and that's
I
honesty.
respect that, because he's
Yeah,
like,
I
see you
respect
later.
that.
See you later.
Yeah,
I wish
yeah.
Luke Shaw went, you know what? I've had a good run. I've been out for like 90% of my career. Now I'm throwing my toilet at the pram. I'm gonna duck out too.
That's nuts. There's a lot of players like that should be going, to be honest, man. There's a lot of players like when it comes to Juan Mata, Matic, Lingard, Martial. There's a lot of players, even Donny, like as much as we want you to play, but you can't come here as a 22-year-old, not play any football. World Cup is coming and you're still sitting around. They all gotta want to get out of here, man. They need to get out of it.
I hear you, bro.
Absolutely. We are gonna get into the team. We always think what we should do because at the end of the day, it's going to change regardless what Ralph Ragnick will do. We'll just pick the team and we'll try to settle on what we would do. Do you think Henderson will get a run out or do you think it will be David De Gea?
Is he changing formation, do you think, guys?
I don't think so. Let me change it. Let me go back to 4.
He did mention that we can play with 3 at the back, but I think he's just trying to get some sort of...
He played 3 at the back second half.
Say again?
Second half of the last game, he went 3 at the back.
Exactly. So he's easing it in. Look like he's not changing too much, but he's easing it in to have that flexibility.
But in the Champions League, that game that Donny played, remember Donny played as a holding in a 4-3-3. How come we ain't seen that again? I was thinking, do you think we might see a 4-3-3 again?
No, I think he always starts with 4-2-2, man. He always starts with that. So
he's going to Gea.
He will start with De Gea. Yeah, I don't think he's got time for any sentiments.
Mate, no.
You think so?
No, yes.
Yeah, man.
No, I don't think so, man. He's just...
Aston Villa are a good team, man.
Yo, man, Aston Villa, I'm scared tomorrow, mate. I'm scared because they're a decent settlement. You know,
because Henderson's not a bad player to bring in, and he needs games. I'm not saying that. Yes, I will change him, but I think like if I wanted to make a change, I wouldn't be like, oh. Henderson's
yeah, but you know what it is? It's just one of those things where Ralph won't want to lose this because there's so much heat in the press. He needs someone to make some glorious saves.
And what did he say about exactly? And in the press conferences, he kept talking about David De Gea. If it weren't for David De Gea, it would be more. He was bigging him up.
Did you see when he said that David De Gea was the only person that didn't want them to come to our goal? The rest of them was escorting them.
Exactly, escorting them. Yeah, exactly.
Paid escorts.
That shows you. Escorts, mate.
Imagine you're a player and you hear your manager say you was escorting the other team to the goal.
That's crazy.
Like freaking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, man. Jazzy Jeff freaking just getting chucked out of the house. Do you know what I mean?
So I think, Ralph is onto them.
Yeah. For me, I'm bringing back Delo. For me, I just can't do one.
Yeah, bring it back.
100%.
Yeah. Delo is going to be back in the lineup here.
I don't even want Luke Shaw to start after his interview. Why would he start?
Yeah, same. I think for me, Tellez is for me the one.
Bring him back in.
I think Shaw. I prefer Shaw over Tellez.
Not even Musa. You're too nice, man. He'd come on an interview and absolutely killed the manager and said,
"Killed him, mate.
We don't know what we're doing. Maybe the manager's got some good ideas." Are you joking? Maybe the manager has some good ideas. Has some. It's a disrespect, brother. You don't
disrespect,
do that.
mate. Maybe you change the way
I didn't read it like that. I thought he was more onto the players. I didn't.
No, bro.
No.
Watch it again, Musa. Trust me, brother. He went for Ralph. At the end, he went, oh, maybe the manager's got some ideas. You don't think he's got a tactical video analysis? He's setting up training. That's a complete patronizing disrespect.
Sure,
another player, 7 years, Musa. 7 years.
Shaw has got a history of riding and dying for United. Because remember when he said that we needed another left back, he got Tellez signed.
Yeah,
but what did he say though? He said after that though that I'm probably the most suited left back in this football club. So he brings you in. He brings you in, and then he says to you, "No, I'm better than Tellez."
He walks you over to the bridge and just says, "Turn around." You know what I mean?
Turn around, mate. So for me, I'm not. Listen, I'm being honest with you, man. There isn't much difference in terms of maybe defensively, but again, a forward. If you want Tellez, for me, it suits what Ronaldo. If you're gonna have Ronaldo up top, it suits the balls fast in the box, and that's just my take of it. You know what I mean? But centre backs, can we all agree Phil Jones starts?
100%, man.
Yeah. Jones.
Phil Jones. Who would have thought, man?
But after that press release from Maguire saying that we got to win he sounds like he knows what he's on. He sounds like he thinks he's playing.
Yep, I'm going to put Varane in there. How have you
Yeah,
assessed
straight away.
Varane, both of you guys? Be honest with your assessment of Varane.
I think
And the
Varane
chat
is.
as well.
I think as a defender, it's always difficult to come into a new league, especially when it's a different pace and you've been playing a certain style for a long time. I think it's always difficult, and then to come into a defense with Maguire, bruv.
Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest with you. I've got some question marks over Varane.
Yeah. But be
he-
honest, you have to be honest.
I'll be completely honest, right? Of course, he's won everything, right? And he's one of those players. You know, when the team's playing well, like Mus was talking about, when the team plays well, people go up about 20% in form, and you just he's one of those players. When the team's play well, he'll go up 40% in form. He's just one of those players. But when it's average, for me, he runs a bit weird in the ball. He's got like a weird run. You know what I mean? He's like a giraffe. Like it's just a bit weird, man.
You know what I'm gonna say, guys? This is what Man United does to world-class players. It makes us
world-class players. I'm telling you, man.
We start looking at them and saying, "Why is my man running like that?"
This is what I'm saying. It's weird, but I'm saying to you, Mister, if we had a good team, I wouldn't say one word about him. I'm saying
he has it. You know what? My worry is for me, he's aggressive enough in the Premier League, and that's the only that for me. When I looked at, it, I thought Phil Jones is more aggressive than him in terms of getting the ball. He needs to work on that. But apart from, for me, he's quick. You know what I mean? He can get across the midfield. He can get across when you need to. He's always there. But for me, he has to go in and just take him out.
His running style's weird, man. He runs weird.
Yeah, I know. And he will adapt.
But you know what? This
adapt.
is why I want to see a Varane and Bailly defense, man. Because Bailly's that guy that claps people. I want to see it. He clap and he's got the pace. And he's Bailly spans at a man in defense. You know, he'll drop a shoulder and just ping a ball over. He believes
this is
in
what
himself.
Ralph Ragnick has to do. You know, listen. I think I will give Ragnick time until the summer because again, there's no point changing anything around.
No
and there's
way.
No even point of getting angry at anything. But I think what Ralph Ragnick is a test for him is to understand what his two centre backs are. I think Lindelof, he's got COVID people, so I don't think he'll be back still. So does he play Lindelof and Jones? Does he play Lindelof and Varane? Does he even play Bailly and Varane? Who does he stick with? You know, does he even?
Because you guys have to remember. Yeah, we came. Obviously, it's been a long time, but our two centre defenders have always been able to defend on their own. Bailly can go on the halfway line and defend on his own against any striker, and so can Varane because they have the pace. If you can't defend on your own when you're called for, you can't be playing in that back four, bro.
Yeah,
that's my thing. When that ball gets popped over because we're attacking, and then you have to earn your money as a defender, and you can't get back and defend. You can't be on the
simple.
Because for me,
do you remember when Phil Jones? I don't know what at the edge of the box, and he ran out and dropped it. Tell me when you see Maguire do that and get that speed that quick. That was a stop. Phil Jones he wanted it. He just wanted it. Do you know what I'm saying?
He wanted it. Yeah, of course. Right midfield. This is where for me, I lose myself after this. You know. Because I don't know what to do. Honestly, look, these next 6 positions, I don't know what to do.
Bro, I don't call it midfield, man. I call it a minefield, man. Don't call it midfield, minefield, bro.
Minefield, man. I don't know.
Let's not play games. We know
there's no McGinn tomorrow, by the way. That's
let's not play games.
Yeah.
That's McFred right there. Let's not play games with ourselves.
I don't know, you know. He's not been playing McFred that much, bro.
He's not been playing Fred.
No, he's not been playing McFred. He's been playing more Scott McTominay and Matic recently.
And Matic,
I don't see Matic playing another game. I just see Fred coming back in.
You know what? We're gonna let these the comments come in here. I still believe Fred and McTominay don't work together. So if it's not gonna work together, you rather have Matic and McTominay because you can't have Matic and Fred because they're two.
And Matic doesn't play 3 games like this in a row. I just don't see it.
I mean, he's had a week off though. He's had a week off now.
Man. It's been a long time, man. You know what I don't get though is that like you seen that clip, right? I showed it on Twitter before when Scott
Donny's
McTominay.
not going to start people. What's the point saying the name, man? Come on.
Yeah, Donny's not playing.
Yeah, Donny's not playing, mate.
No, he's not playing.
What's the point?
Did you see Scott McTominay against Man City? Just basically defending.
Oh yeah, I know.
Defending. Harry Maguire.
What about Matic and Donny? Matic and Donny would be a good shout.
They've been good. They've been good. We've seen them. They've done well. But they're not going to play.
Is this team that we want or team that's going to happen? That's massive.
No. We have to be very, very kind of as well. Have to be what's the word I'm looking for? Realistic. Yeah, realistic. So realistically, Donny isn't going to start because he's,
No.
So I would think realistically it's going to be Matic and McTominay. Realistically,
Yeah. I think that's who will start too. I'm completely agree.
I think so. Yeah, I think a lot of people will want it to be thingy, but I think he will again. He'll be looking at as well. Listen, I think Ralph Rangnick wants expansive football, but he'll be looking at what we're not conceding that many goals in terms of it's still one goal here and there, and that's what he will do. He said it. Did you see it though? What he said? He said we've only conceded 1.6 goals.
Yeah.
So he has said it. He had the notes right next to him. So he wants defensive solidity.
Where the problem is these front four. And we could choose anyone because really anyone can play. This front four is the most important for me because they aren't clicking. It ain't working. It's not working. So this is really
easy.
Important.
You know what I mean? For me, Sancho on the left isn't working for me. I liked it when he was up front. You know what I mean? In that game against Chelsea when he was just breaking from the front.
That's what I'm saying. I told you. I want him and Greenwood up front. That's what I want. I want the two OGs on the bench in this game.
Why don't we do it then? Just do it.
All right then, cool. Let's do that. Let's put Sancho on the left.
Because also, Musa, with that, Sancho can go out wide when the team go forward.
Absolutely. Exactly.
I like that, because they'll press. Sancho will press as well.
They'll press.
Sancho will press as well. You know what I mean? But again, it's a sad reality that it won't happen. But,
This is when Donny can get a game now.
Yes.
He can. Donny and Bruno can go in there.
He can go in Bruno now.
But this goes back to your question, Saeed, about Ronaldo. Yeah. Was Ronaldo an issue?
Well, listen. Listen.
Ronaldo's an issue because of Man United. If he was at City, it wouldn't be an issue. They would bench him.
He was bought at the wrong time. We didn't want him.
Bench him.
He had the opportunity, and then we took it, and now it's completely cannibalized. Greenwood's development.
That is a team, at least, that you would say would work in the system. Forget about personnel. Forget work in the system, and that is for me the reality of it. When you look at the team there, it's got balance in there. I think it's got,
you've got ball players right there.
As well, like when we break, mate, when we break, we can't break, man. We've got Ronaldo and Cavani. They ain't breaking. I don't think they're breaking their legs. We used to have the pace.
Suspended. Scott's not suspended, is he?
For the Premier League game, I think.
I don't know. That means McGinn would be starting then.
I think he can't play the Premier League game. I think he can play the Cup game. He got too many yellow cards.
No, he's not suspended.
He's suspended for the next Premier League.
Somebody is sure suspended. No, I don't think so. I'll have to check online.
Yeah, no, here we go. Scott McTominay and Luke picked up bookings of Walter Feet and ruled out the next Premier League game. Yeah, we pay Aston Villa afterwards again. That's what he's getting confused on.
Yeah.
Okay.
We pay him in the league again. Yeah, straight after. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough then. So that means McGinn will be starting then, which is not going to be easy. McGinn in that midfield. I think Coutinho's got COVID. So I don't think he's going to be playing. But listen, they've got a decent team, man. Sandro in there. I remember when they bossed us last time in the midfield. You know what I mean?
Watkins, man.
Watkins up front, Danny Ings. They've got a decent team, man. Keeper as well. Remember last time?
Who we got? If we beat them, we've got Middlesbrough, right?
Middlesbrough home, yeah.
Yeah.
That's decent, man. It's not bad, is it?
It's a difficult game.
Any real top 4 team ain't worried about Aston Villa, bro.
Yeah.
This one not in trouble.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Top 4 team because they know they will huff and puff first 10-15 minutes. You terrorize them, hold it off, then you just break them down and you pepper them with 2 or 3.
Absolutely.
And then you just go home.
John 72. John 72. I'm gonna have to agree with you, mate. I don't think we're winning. I genuinely believe we're not winning the game. No. I think we're going out in the FA Cup.
This is what I'm telling you. We're gonna beat them tomorrow. Yeah, I believe.
You think
and
so?
We're gonna get gassed and we're gonna get smacked in the league next week.
I don't think we're winning, man. I don't think we're winning.
I think we beat them.
Both.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. We win tomorrow, and then that's when they get gassed again and start posting. We love this club. We're here to fight. Start giving the interviews, and then we see them walk out next game after getting slapped 3-1, and then we're like, what happened to all this? We love the club.
Oh man.
I just think our performances and the way we're playing football, if Ragnick decides to just stick a Ronaldo up front and Cavani, and hope that it's going to work out, and it's for me, that for me will tell me a lot tomorrow. If how
about
much
Ragnick.
control.
That will tell you a lot about Ragnick if he does that.
Yeah. It does control.
Brother.
Because for me, it's about learning from mistakes and learning from where you want to go and style over substance.
Did Ragnick underestimate the job at Man United?
100%. 150%.
No. I'm going to say he didn't anticipate the problems at Man United. Is that the same wording?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Because he looked at the squad and he just thought, no way can it be.
He did something
so obvious.
Exactly. He did what the fans did. He reeled off the names. He's like, how can I lose with all these players? I'll show you, brother. Tuesday night, Sunday night.
Yeah.
Because I think he's come in there and they said to him, listen, you got to have Fletcher. Because remember, you got to have Carrick was meant to be there. McKenna's going to be. So he said, yeah. I don't just, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's thinking, I got Pogba, I got Bruno, I got Ronaldo, I got Cavani, I got De Gea. Yeah. Just bring all of them. Bring them all. It doesn't matter. He's turned up and he doesn't know what's going on. Now he's out here flipping text messaging Ollie, asking him what's going on. It's pressure.
Yeah. I think they're winning 2-1. To be honest with you. Dom, what's your prediction for the game?
Is Coutinho playing?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's too quick. If he does, boy.
Exactly.
I think we're going to lose 2-1. But I don't care saying that we'll lose. Honestly, I don't care. 2-1.
Yeah. Musa, you think we'll win, you said, and then we'll lose to Aston Villa?
I think we'll lose to Aston Villa. I think tomorrow's a 2-1 game, and I don't know who's going to go to. I think it might go to us. I believe so. But then I think I don't think we're winning both of them. We got to take a pick, guys. We're not winning both these games.
Yeah. I'd rather have the FA Cup.
And I prefer the FA Cup.
Absolutely. We need trophies, man. You know what I mean? Top four. It's just top four for the owners. You know what I mean? It's their time to brag.
Bro, you know how lucky we are that we're not playing like Kidderminster or something? Do you know how lucky we are? I know. Can you imagine we go there and Kidderminster start doing the madness?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
They beat us 5 years ago. They beat us 5 years ago. I was there 5 years ago. You know what I mean?
Arsenal's waiting for us. Arsenal fans
are waiting for us
tomorrow. They're waiting.
Of course, mate. Of course, man. They're waiting for us. They load up. They can see. And Aston Villa is one of them teams where I think they're capable of beating us. You know.
Of course they are.
They've done it before.
Listen, man, forgetting Gerrard's a Liverpool fan. He's waiting for. He's got his speech ready for the win,
bro.
Yeah, there you go. Sharon says it.
All he's got to do is go on Twitter, right, and see that if you absolutely pressurize Manchester United and keep the ball, they can't do anything. It's the easiest build up and preparation for a game. Kevin De Bruyne, what did he come out and say after Man City game when he beat us? Yeah, we knew we didn't have to do anything, so we stopped training early. He said that. That's what he said. We don't need to train. It's Manchester United.
Yeah, it is. It's just Man United 2-0 to win. Man United, Mason 2 goals. We'd love that. Love that. At this point, Saeed, anyone is capable of being. Listen, here's. We're gonna wrap it up here, people. Big up to Musa and Dominic for coming on. Dom, where can they find you, man? Twitter, socials.
Bro, yeah, I'm on Twitter, man. I'm quite busy at the moment, working everything. So it's on Twitter is the best place. At United Source MUFC.
There you go. Then big up to you, and then Musa, your charity work you do right now. Let them know where they can find you.
Guys, catch me Reso CIC. Just type in Reso on Instagram, you see it come up, and that's us, man. That's where you can find me, guys.
Absolutely. And I'll be back tomorrow night with a match reaction after the game, and obviously the match vlog at the game as well. Make sure you tune in for that one tomorrow. Old Trafford, 7:55 kickoff UK time. If you want to watch it for free, it's on BBC One in the UK. Obviously, that's for the people in the UK. Everyone else in the world, I don't know. But big up to everybody who's watching. Please, guys, if you haven't liked the video already, leave a like on the way out. Subscribe if you're new. And roll on tomorrow. Are you confident in beating Man United, in beating Aston Villa? I'm not. Take care.